Greetings YouTube. Today we're looking at a Puma knife right out of Solingen, Germany. Now I have seen pictures of these knives before, but I'd never seen one in person. So when I found one at an estate sale, I picked it up for $6, which is a nice price, even though it is admittedly in rough shape, and you're going to see how rough in a minute. The first thing you're going to notice is this really big pommel weight. This thing weighs 10 ounces. It is not a light knife. But this is designed as a fish bat. So you literally hit a fish to knock it unconscious, or to kill it so you can then process it. I guess you could also use it as a caution against a human. I don't know how effective that would be, but probably more effective than your hand. This is all one-piece steel construction with pins here for the pivot and here for the spring. Now we're going to open it up. And the first thing you're going to notice about this is the zip is missing. So when I said it was in rough shape, I was not joking. It says 10 ounces here. It says weight in pounds. And it's got some measurements here on the scale on the back. And it says 812, which I'm not 100% sure what that means. I'm not positive what that particular measurement means on this. But this back here is designed as a fish scale. This whole thing in here. It does lock into position quite nicely, so click. And you have no discernible movement at all in any direction, which is a nice thing. It doesn't really have a positive 90-degree lock like some slip joints will have, but it's got a nice detent. In fact, yeah, nice, solid, safe detent. And even if this thing had a point that it went all the way out like it's supposed to, you would not be concerned about this opening up in your tackle box, because I can't imagine you're carrying this in your pocket a whole lot. It's a 10-ounce knife. It's going to be heavy. I would like to get one that is in better condition than this to add to my collection, but like I said, I'd never seen one of these in person before, so I had the opportunity to pick it up. I did. And I couldn't even find a lot of information about this online. The sharpness is not great. That's not a shocker. Whoever owned this did not take care of it. They pried with this. You don't pry with a knife. You use a pry bar to pry. I carry a pry bar just so that I will never be tempted to pry with a knife. So, yeah, they abused the knife, and this is the result. But it's an interesting overall design, and the idea that it would be a multi-tool fishing device like this, where you'd always have a fish bat small enough to use in your kit. That is kind of cool, and it is unusual. It actually has a nice feel to it with the weight in the back. Makes it feel really quite nimble in the front because so much of the weight is located to the rear. So yeah, so this has been a Puma knife out of Solingen, Germany.